guys. All of you for all of your support, your comments, your emails. I appreciate it a lot. It means a lot to my channel. Regarding the way that we communicate with our kids, regarding the way that we speak with ourselves. I love the feedback that I'm getting. So today I just want to touch on a discussion based on something that I mentioned in my very first video, Anapanasati. So I had a few questions on what is Anapanasati. Anapanasati is a mindfulness practice on breathing. It's a breathing technique whereby you breathe in, you inhale through your nose, you exhale through your mouth, but it's a process because when you inhale, you hold your breath in, you count to 7, and you don't just count to 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you count to 7 as in 1 heartbeat, 2 heartbeat, 3 heartbeat, 4 heartbeat, 5 heartbeat, 6 heartbeat, 7 heartbeat. You exhale through your mouth, you breathe out your last breath from your lower abdomen. You breathe out everything, your last breath, you take it out, and then you count exactly the same way to 11. So what I do with my kids from the age of 13 to 5, those are the 4 kids that I'm living with now. What I do is, when they're doing the breathing exercise with me, I do it for 39 repetitive sessions. My 5-year-old, she does it 5 times. My 7-year-old, she does it 7 times. My 10-year-old, he does it 10 times. And my 13-year-old, he does it 13 times. So naturally, I've taught them that this is how you think before you act, how you think before you speak, how you think even before you think. It's a mindfulness way of being. You are constantly mindful of what it's a mindful way of being. It's a mindful way that helps you to stay regulated all the time. Because as kids, I don't know if your kids do the same, but my kids at a certain age, they just have a tendency of speaking out of character, out of turn. I remember it was recently a friend of mine's birthday, and we went to my friend's place. We went to go get cake for her, and we went to sing happy birthday for her. So naturally, my kids asked her, how old are you? And I've never taught my kids that you should never ask a lady her age. I don't put a lot of boundaries, unnecessary boundaries for them. I have the necessary boundaries with them. So when it comes to saying stuff like don't say certain things to certain people, I don't do that to them. I allow them to be kids. But what I do is I teach them how to regulate themselves when it comes to their emotions, so that their lives don't fall apart. Like, okay, let me just finish with this topic of this friend of mine. So we get to her, and then we sing for her, and then my son hands her the cake, and then my son asks, how old are you? And she says she's 32. So my son opens his eyes and is like, you are younger than my mom. Mom's gonna be 40 this year, do you know that? And mom looks younger than you. So look, it can be offensive to people that are not familiar with kids, but she's got kids, and then obviously she understands that kids, they speak, and you can't put a lot of boundaries on things like that. It's just a way of being a child. So when it comes to them going to unfamiliar places, and go to the mall, or we go shopping, I tell them regulate yourself. And the way to regulate themselves is, that's something different, right? There's mindfulness, where Anapanasati is the thing, whereby you think before you speak, you think before you act, and you've got to think sometimes before you think, because most of the time you have a negative thought, and then you follow that thought through, And as a child, I don't know if you ever noticed that kids, they go into this daydream mode where they stare into space, and sometimes it's just a whole lot of negative thoughts that they are thinking. And what I say to my kids is, don't follow your thoughts are lying to you. So it helps them to stop thinking, staying in that state of thinking. So it's a practice that you have to continuously do, especially with them, because it's I'm going to show you what when I ask them to regulate themselves, what they have to do, right? They've been practicing it for years now. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And they're not allowed to do it very fast, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4. You don't do it that way. That's incorrect, inappropriately. You do it appropriately. So you pause. It's a pause, and you say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now this works for my 5-year-old because she has tantrums. She just throws tantrums for no apparent reason, and she thinks that the world owes her something. And I've realized in all of my years that all my kids go through these phases, and you have to be the understanding parent where when the child starts crying or the child starts throwing a tantrum, then you have to know that, the child's looking for attention, or she's feeling pressured by the world, or she's feeling pressured, something happened at school, something happened throughout her day, and then these things you learn them by educating yourself. As a parent, as an adult, you educate yourself on why is it that the child's behaving this way, or how is it that I can fulfill the need of any of my kids at any given point in time, which is what I've done. I've educated myself on a lot of these phases that they go through. Boys go through different phases, girls go through different phases. So for the boys, it was difficult. It was difficult because I had to get them to open themselves up to speaking about emotions, and that's not easy for a boy, because first of all, you have to draw no lines. You draw no lines. It's basically like drawing the curtain. Open the curtain, close the curtain. There's no definite line. If you want to sleep with the curtain open, that's up to you, your choice. It's not like drawing a boundary where the boundary is there and you can't cross. You are limited. You can't go any further than that point. So I've exposed them to a freedom of speech. Speak as you please. And if I feel like then you are saying something wrong, or if I can hear that you're speaking inappropriately, then I will stop you. If not, we continue. So the regulating helps them to calm down if ever they're lying or if ever they've stolen something. I ask them to regulate. There are a lot of things that you will learn when you're raising kids, and one of those things is that when they lie, they look either to the left or up or down, or their eyes dilate. Their eyes dilate, and then they're lying. Sometimes they do it with a straight face, but the way to definitely know is to look straight into their eyes. So for now,